you got monetized fucking playing SiriusXM's content, and then you fucking showed up out of nowhere in this laundry room with your fucking cell phone and some USB cable, thinking you're a fucking broadcaster, bro.
So I guess a month or so ago, somebody started sending me some links from a brand new account on Twitter, and I didn't see the messages for a long time. And then when I finally saw them a few weeks ago, I clicked onto them, and it took me to this Reddit shit, along with some other things that I'll show you. Keep in mind that I didn't say anything for all this time, and I had no idea he was doing this back then either. If I had known, of course, I would have made fun of it a long time ago. So the first link took me to this really old Reddit post that talks about the private site for Stern fans that was ordered to halt all activity or face legal actions. It says a Sirius attorney had a relative of theirs donate $10 to the site in order to get an invite and look around. And that Howard complained to the legal department at Sirius for not doing anything about the piracy. It says that Howard was pissed that when they send legal requests to YouTube, they utilize their rights and state that the copyright holder has to report every single upload. But it does say that somebody had to donate $10 to get into that private website. I had no idea any of that was going on, but I wasn't around there. Just keep that $10 membership fee in the back of your mind for right now. Here, this guy says, good. Wish this meme is a tool. Does nobody remember how he got started? Well, I don't remember how he got started. I don't know anything about it, so I hope somebody will tell me that part, but here we go. Oh, he would sell hard drives full of Stern content. Good riddance. Well, it sounds like he was a thief back then, and making money off of it, selling outright somebody else's content. And here it says, if they offered what he offered, then here this guy's saying he wouldn't download it illegally if he could get the historic stuff, etc. And 5 years ago, somebody is asking for this content that's illegal, and they all know it. I just wanted to throw this in because it seems like it's perfect timing. He told me recently in a comment that he had 30,000 fans loving all this stolen content at $10 a pop. Of course, I didn't know about this dumbass, otherwise I would have made fun of it a long time ago. Idiot. He also gave me replies about file sharing and all kinds of shit, and I don't even know what the fuck that is. I'm not sure if you're aware, Wishy Boy, but some of us worked our way through college, trade school, and all kinds of shit. Paid off houses before we were the age you are now. I earned everything I have, and I've never sat in a dark lease car outside of my rental apartment giving people fucking advice on whatever they want to invest in, you idiot. Especially if I'm trying to sell some other dude's fucking talent or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to get to the current situation. Bear with me. And it looks like this was a month ago where Wish is telling them all about how he has these fancy folders, and when he gets his 1,000 subs, he plans on offering a special section for the fancy boys to go commit crimes together by purging Howie Baby's content. And by the way, I'm absolutely not a Howard Stern fan. I'm an Opie and Anthony guy, but what I would never do is try to make money off of their talent, ever. And I certainly wouldn't try to make a living on anyone else's back, even if they were a giant douchewad with a wig. I want to take 1 second to say that whoever the fuck sent me all these links hates your fucking guts more than anyone I've ever met. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not the only one they sent the links to, whoosh. Just so you know, I probably wouldn't have said anything at all about this, except for just the nasty way you started dragging people without knowing who they were, and the way you took down a certain channel saying they were claiming to be somebody else, when we all know that that could have been anybody. You said a Brendan Schaub video got struck. Well, he sued Drunk Kyle. You think he wouldn't try to take you down? Do you think Stern's lawyers wouldn't fucking try to strike you, dummy? And didn't you have a beef with Red Bar and his fans? Let's be honest and fair. You went after them because they made jokes about you, and you couldn't take it because your skin is too thin for this shit. That's what happened. Here we are at this next link that they sent me, which is an eBay listing. 45 fucking years of this old motherfucker's shit. You're selling it. I thought it might not be him, but let's just wait for it. We will get to that point. Within this listing, he shows all of these folders. This is the 45 years worth of content that is being sold on eBay. I got a feeling this is some kind of a crime, right? Even if you live in Canada. Now I'm just going to let these roll through because this is the description of everything that's included. He gives this man's entire career, his entire life, for $139. And I know I haven't still showed the correlation of why I think it's him yet, but we're going to get to that. That means that whoever owns this store could lose their entire business and even possibly go to jail for doing him a favor if it's his merchandise. But wait, there's even more. I watched that link for like a week or two, and eventually it said this: item is no longer available. But something about eBay will pop up and say, would you like to see one similar? So I said, fuck yeah, and I clicked onto that. And that took me to this place, which is a much smaller store than the last one. And look at what we have here. It's almost the same thing, only there's another one now too. And there's a blue one, and the red one is much more expensive than it was before. So I wanted to go over and see what the blue one was about, so let's do that. Well, it says it ships from Montreal, Canada. Huh, that sounds kind of familiar. This is why it sounds familiar. Here's his channel, and whoopsie, there he is. It says both items are available in Canada. And here comes the 45 years again, the red one that we saw before. Basically the same descriptions that we saw before. So I know this fucking whoosh guy thinks he buried me by making up all kinds of bullshit and showing zero correlation between me and my Hacks account and the people he claims I am. I also understand that people use other people's content and all these things, but I can't imagine ever not working to pay my own way and trying to expect or feel entitled to somebody else's shit to make my living. I also didn't look up the penalties for that if you live in Canada.